Oh, hi. Yes, makeup is hard. Ooh, my ears plugged. Gross. Why am Let's see. Me. Hello, Fez. There I am. Okay, make sure I'm turned down. Oh, I gotta learn how to do an angle. I'm buffering. Why am I buffering? Okay, I'm not buffering. Hi, Cricket. The things that are going around in my head. Of course not, hun. Go do that one. You don't have to do this one. It's very cute. And between that and Natalie this morning talking about Reese and scammers and things, and thank you. Wow, this thing took for like 45 minutes. I'm getting used to the makeup again and without having to do like kabuki. So it was the shiny thing. These are supposed to be shiny. This is not. Um, and somewhere along the way, Papa Cat had a filter on me when we first started up on the computer. And then it got taken down, and that's why I've been shiny. Anyway, next I'll talk about purses and shoes. So yeah, no, Natalie talking about Reese's situation. Um, I haven't liked Tommy since he said he married his lawyer. That is usually how you tell. Hi, Anna from Canada. How are you today? Today is Monday. Monday we do it from home. Unless we can get the BFF at it again, then we'll be doing it from another town. So, so yeah, no. I love the idea of them separated when it first happened. And when he said that he had married his lawyer, I checked out of that. I watched it because it was interesting, but that was it. Reese, I kept until they got together and started talking too much about sex. And I was like, no thanks. So, oh God, look at the Papa Cat. I think he's found every emoji in the world and I can see them. Wow. So as KA knows, I had the network engineer conference here last night. Um, and they didn't even go into my closet. My walk-in closet has the network in it. Do that because I'm always dropping out when I'm on a panel with Carrie Ann. And they didn't even go upstairs. I was teasing the Broham because he never comes over, and I said, you come over so little that we do guest cleanup for you now. So I had everything like in really good. I just forgot to make the bed, and he never even came up the stairs. And I'm like, you bozo. Hi, Adam. How are you? I'm a little fluffy today because he actually let it slip that he does watch me occasionally. And I said, I out you on that channel, right? And he just sort of smiled. I said, everybody's got a different name, but you know probably who everybody is. Like the BFF does. Like Christy will know half of them. So things like that. But it was sort of weird because I assumed that nobody watched me. So they had better things to do because nobody ever mentions it or talks about it. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe, well, I know the BFF does when she remembers, and Christy does when she's not working, but we know them, it's like I never expected like the brother. It makes me wonder if the dad is watching. Dad, I know all about you. Haha. What did I say? Oh, well, thank you, Anna. Ooh, um, goth chick, Rocky Horror, yeah, figuring it out for the camera and lighting because if I'm outside, I don't put the camera on me because I don't consider myself photogenic. So I was photogenic with one cat, and she just passed away last year, or in 2023. And I took pictures with her. I'll use them as thumbnails occasionally, or I will, because her and I look beautiful together. In real life, we did not look together. So, Anna, yes, I have a problem. And it started because my brother went on the Hello Kitty plane and gave all of his Hello Kitty stuff to the chick next to him because he was trying to hit on her. Of course, it didn't work. So, since I'm the little sister by 7 years, I was 35. Him and the Papa Cat have gone through hell and back with the cat with me. So, this is part of the collection. Okay, let me see. Blah, 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 blah. La, 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 la. We're not in traffic, Adam. We're home. It's Monday. Remember? Don't go over there on Monday because the barbershop is closed. The Nico's is closed. The Italian place around the corner is closed. And it's like, no, just don't feel like dealing with them because the speakeasy and the cigar bar don't open up till 5. So Big Brother is watching. Yes, Big Brother is watching literally. So yes, thank you, Anna. You guarantee Dad is watching. But who knows what the name is? Remember, at least he acknowledges it's the agency now. Hi, good vibes. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I know a lot of babies. You're 85 baby. Yep. Call you a baby. I know a lot of babies had the Sailor Moon thing going. I lost my brother to anime when I was 21 and a half. We used to go out to club and then he found Rama. That was it. And so that's why I think it's hilarious because I never liked her before 35. So that's why I think it's hilarious that I just shoved her down his throat. So Sailor Jupiter? I don't know that one. Oh, the individuals, right. I had, what were they? They could have been Sailor Moon posters. When I got divorced, I needed wall stuff, and the brother gave me a couple of his collector posters. And what did I do? I gave them away. Um, So I had them on the wall forever, but they were in the living room. I can care less. So, what? Two earthquakes in the past 3 weeks. How big? Of course, since I live in earthquake country, unless if it's under a 5, or actually, if it'd be a 3 to 5, people don't have them, that would be scary. Stop it. You would scream bonsai. You big giant head floating away. I know I need to start paying attention to my computer because Natalie's made me jealous, of course, my nemesis. Um, because Alexa heard me. I just heard it say something. I'm not sure which one. Remember, I've got the chip. Dad belongs to the agency. I've got Alexas on both, maybe 3 floors. So the one in the morning that wakes up the girl in the office, and she doesn't shut up for a while. Occasionally downstairs, and Papa has learned how to like ding on them. The bishes, we call him, had to ding on the bishes, is he scared the Jesus out of me. I was on the second floor once and I heard this, ow, and I'm like, what? I'm gonna kill you. So, hi, Marilee. 5-1 and 4 through 5-1. Ooh, that would be scary for a regular person. We even consider above 5 a real earthquake. So, yeah, depends on how close you have them together, guys. Didn't even feel the one this morning, but they don't really bother me, I guess, after 70 years. It's just, yeah, after 89, nothing really interests me. All I know is I never slept naked again because I was asleep and had to run to a doorway, and the only thing I could think of as the house was shaking is my mom's going to find my naked dead body. And weirdly enough, my friends were like, "Of course, of course." Your sister lives in Victoria. Of course, it's Canada. I don't know anything about Canada. I know about Vancouver. A friend of mine has a girlfriend up there. That's British Columbia. That's where a lot of Chinese people went. Because as they were coming, there were people that came from America, but a lot of half of their relatives stopped in British Columbia, and then when they came from China, and the same thing with Hong Kong. So we had a lot of Chinese people in Oakland. We had everybody in Oakland. So we had the Great Southern Migration, um, getting out of China, getting out of communist Russia. Um, we had a lot of Romani, and I don't know why. Um, so yeah, it was like because California is California. Even though I used to tease a friend of mine and say, you should have probably stayed in British Columbia with with that other half of your family because I hear that place is pretty. That and it was in all the movies in the 80s. I'm thinking of Roxanne. That was British Columbia, wasn't it? I think so. Now they're talking about earthquakes. All you need to know about Canada is Defenbachen canceled the arrow, but he also had redeeming characteristics. You, you, I looked up something you said to Carrie Ann last night. Was it or last? What was it? The computer's not here. The makeup took so long that I forgot to bring up the 13-incher right here to play with because I don't trust touching the big one yet. So I mean, Papa Cat's the one who still sets them up for me because it's just like it makes it sound really cute that I don't know what I'm doing, but it's just that I get distracted. And so it's like this morning, do you want me to set it up for you? Or last night, I'm like, please. I say, please not. So, people, con men, for just a close second, because I don't get scammed. I won't get scammed. Um, I can see it a mile away because I was a mean girl. And if you ask me, mean girls are really close to con artists. So, I came out of being a mean girl when I was 17. Somebody pulled it on me. Somebody pulled my own con on me, and it went, that's it. I was still nice to everybody, but when I had mean girl like brain on, oof, I was horrible. So from 17 on, I wasn't. But I could still sniff the bull around me. That's the thing. And I was really good for people when they were like, blah, 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 took advantage of me. Like, I know, come on, hang out. How do you know? Don't worry, I know. So, like I said, the whole Reese thing, I knew was bad news when he said he married his lawyer, and then I knew it was worse news when all they talk about is sex. And it was like, this doesn't seem to be Reese to me. So I sort of went away until this weekend when she did the big talk, but it was crossing over to other things, and I was worried about other things because, yes, I have parasocial relationships with people in my own head. Um, and because I think I do that because they don't bug me as much as my real friends would. It's horrible, but it's true. Doing the club thing, or that also the club thing helped. I think the largest party I ever dealt with was 1,200 people. Could have been more. Actually, I don't know. Could have been a um, fundraiser. But when you do that, and it's a very, very good year, 2 or 3 years in a row, where you're getting these a lot during the summertime, you get to figure people out. People who straight up would con anybody else I just sit there and go, nope, sorry. So I have an empathy for it. Yeah, found out when I was 17 that I was an empath too. So it was like the deity's way of getting back at me. Not only do I get my own mean girl thrown in my face, but I get to have some emotion after that. Not amusing. Ew, wait. Oh, I wish I had my Hello Kitty Kleenex here. I have Hello Kitty Kleenex. Back in days before we were old, they had them in Japan, and I had them sent here. Two cases. One case, and then another case like 2 or 3 years later because they were getting rid of them, or they were, you know, phasing them out. Hi, Rochelle. Rochelle, Rachel. I say Rochelle because my grandmother was a Rachel. So Vancouver is a real melting pot. Yep. Yep. Like I said, a lot of people who came from China stopped in BC, so I'm sure they weren't the only ones who did it. So, and then, you guys just go across Canada. Um, this space is about sex, not was it 3 school years of speech training, and the only thing I can really do is tell the difference between sexts, and that's why I sound like a Midwestern newscaster. First, second, third grade, I talked like Cindy Brady. Supposedly it was really bad. Let's see, where am I? It's, yes, we do. And the first time I ever saw fuzzy pink handcuffs in a like chat, I was like, damn, girl. Immediately thought pervert. I was like, wow, just let it all out then. It's your sex tea time? Ah, good, Marilee. I grew up in Oakland, so and that's what I meant by they all came here. I'm sorry, people don't know that. I grew up in Oakland, uh, and I just turned 58. So I grew up in Oakland in the fun times. I grew up in Oakland in the 70s and the 80s. So yeah, talk about God, Vietnamese people. I mean, everybody wanted to come over here because at the time we had a lot of places you could work, like steel mills and everything else. And then their kids became tech heads. So I very much did not realize and didn't believe it because I don't understand how it could have been true, how there weren't so many ethnic people other places because they were in the whole Bay Area. So how could there, and California. So how could there be, for lack of a better phrase, just white people in places? It was really a weird thing to just even think about. So let's see. I missed something. I know it. Oh well. Hi, Radiate Life. How are you today? My hubby of 16 years was born in Syrian. My son is half Syrian. Sometimes we get some racists, yeah, but less often than most cities. That's good. Um, I used to be very brown. I'm 42% native, Pueblo. Um, but I blame it on the goth girl that I lost all my color. But then again, the network engineer who was over last night is paper white. So that's the middle brother. The oldest brother was a ski instructor and a tennis instructor. So he was brown, but he's not the same brown I am. It's really weird. He's like the Mediterranean brown and I'm the native brown. So it's, and there are pictures of me. I used them as thumbnails like, occasionally of me younger brown. So I very much, understand brown because also my father was born on a reservation and his mother died in childbirth. So a relative took him after she died and they were Mexican. So I actually grew up with a Mexican family, but we weren't. Um, which my mom was a snob, so or she was a bigot and didn't like brown people, even though she was, more or less. So, but no, my Mexican family, after my parents got divorced, my father took off to be a hippie. My Mexican family loved my stepdad, and so they stuck around until I was like in my 20s. So, weirdly enough, my heritage, my cousin who's rather white, I was explaining to her that I wanted a culture, and she's like, "Why do you want a culture?" I go, "You've got a white culture, Missy. Your cousins are blonde and blue-eyed, okay? That is your whole life." So don't even start with me. So I'm the youngest in the family. I was the whoops. So I was the youngest until it's 14 years old. So talk about brat. And I'm still a brat. I'm gonna be a little old lady whacking people with canes. Sorry, Erin. Going, get out of my way. Oh, let's see. Okay. Mhm. Oh, my cousin, um, by marriage, she is African and English. She's been my aunt who married my uncle, was British and had a Cockney accent, and she was a showgirl, so she'd been all over Europe, and she met my cousin's father in France, I think, and then my cousin, I guess, pretty much stuck around my aunt. So my cousin sounds like she's from Manhattan. Her her accent is so weird that she sounds like she's from Manhattan. So, and then she's African and English. My other cousin, her son is African, Puerto Rican, and English. So it's like I've definitely had brown people in my world, and my little cousin was 7 when he joined my world. So sort of been able to see a little bit of the brown crap on people because of him. Um, he had curly hair, but he didn't have the kinky curly hair. So it was like, yeah, people, I definitely feel protective of brown people, definitely, because it isn't right. I'm Asian. I look Asian. I look Asian. So, Vancouver in the 50s, and our school friends were Italian, Chinese, and Ukrainian. Yep. We were none of those. Yep. One of my ex-boyfriends was Ukrainian Jewish. There was in Fremont, which is about 30 miles south from here, there was actually a Ukrainian Jewish like bubble. So a lot of them came when communism hit, or when communism got really ugly. So there were a few people my age who were Ukrainian and Jewish. The only weird thing I thought about it was his parents were doctors in the Ukraine, and when they came here, they couldn't get licensed to save their lives and wound up being realtors. I thought that was so freaking weird. It's like, they were totally, I guess you'd say racist about anybody who came out of a communist country. So, love the hippies. Yeah, I bet you do, Dusty. Hi, Dusty. Hi, Dove. Oh, you guys are cruising the channels today, huh? Okay. Ah, was that ski instructor Claude Lasser from Verbal? What? Ah, he wanted to teach me, but my legs are so messed up. My mother was just like, "No, you go near a ski slope with that girl," because they'd probably break like the upper leg bone. Uh, you have a picture of your Chinese relatives wearing a top hat. No, the fun one was grandmothers. Because sometimes, a lot of times, their moms spoke English because they worked in sewing factories and stuff. Grandmothers, not one word. Not even gonna pretend they spoke English, right? But I swear to God, you start understanding them after a while just by tone. And when your grandmothers get upset at any language, and you're like, you're in trouble, aren't you? What? Excuse me, the supermodel is screaming. She just woke up. Yes, I know. Shh, I know. I have very, very talkative cats. And she just woke up. She's been in Papa Cat's closet. And I vacuumed this morning with a very big vacuum cleaner, and she's not amused. So now that she's out, she's like, hey, 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 hey. So excuse me if I keep doing this because she won't get on my lap. And I can't pull a Soda, which is Carrie Ann's cat. He comes up and just loves on her. I'm trying to teach these to love on me. Unfortunately, was it my mother passed away after, or my mother was, I had to help take care of my mom for about 4 years. And then we were going to move. And so we're trying to change them from roommates into cats or roommates to pets. So, ah, pure snow, you know. That's why one of my cats was named China. I have a white cat, had a white cat that my roommates gave me, and I thought it was very cute to give me a pure white cat in 1989. And I wanted to call her Drugs. My roommate said no. They were like, "Well, we can take it back. We got it from the SPCA." I'm like, "You can't take a cat back. You can't do that. No." So I named her China because they forgot. As my brother likes to say, her name is Drugs. He used to call her Drugs. So, God, my manicurist just asked me why don't I have any cat hair on me, and I'm like, have a white cat for 17 years, and all he wears black. So, let's see, $2. Oh my God, Christy's here. Where? Hi, Christy. How are you? How are the kids? Meows. Let's see. Which Christmas movie? Both my sons-in-law have parents from South Africa. One is white background, the other black. Ooh. But the son-in-law with black ancestors is almost a redhead. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh, we had who? I think they were a sister and a brother that had alopecia. They both worked at the Luckies. And you could tell when somebody's never seen them before because they stare. It's like so weird. And we basically grew up with them. So, I know I've said at least once, stop staring, it's rude. Because they were baggers. Became checkout. The girl became a checkout person. But yeah, it's just like I know when you're supposed to be black, there's no such thing. Um, I'm Asian and I dressed up as Mama Cat for you did? Oh, you did me. Yeah, she has a picture of me. I used to wear my hair a certain way when I worked at a club, like a ponytail with two of my extensions going to the side and curled. And for a Halloween, Christy dressed up as me. It was so funny. Someone has a picture, I think, of that. God, it was about 10, 15 years ago at this point. Um, we both love Diane Franklin, I'm guessing. See, I don't understand what you guys are talking about. My college girlfriend was Ukrainian Finnish. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, no, the fiance, his best friend was Ukrainian Jewish too, but his best friend didn't wanted to pretend that he didn't have any friends. So, but when they get into it, they just be screaming at each other in a corner in Ukrainian, Russian? Isn't it a special Russian, I think? Yeah. And they'd walk away from each other and I'd just go, so what are we arguing about today? I think they like to beat each other up. I did 2 DNA tests. I'm only Irish. I'm sorry. Gotta find something else. I do know by DNA I'm more American than most, proven by DNA. I went down a whole wormhole. I have a winner. I wanted to prove that I was Mexican. I I thought my mother was being a snob. That's what they call them in Latino cultures, being a snob. It's a bigot, because my mother's Spanish and Portuguese. And I wanted to prove to her because when I saw my bio dad, he said, "What did your mother say?" She said, "We're not Mexican." He said, "We're not." And I'm like, after 30 years, he's still in love with her. Great. So I went and got a DNA test. No Mexican whatsoever. Native, two different types. I've got Pueblo and Inuit. What they stopped at when they crossed the bridge, they stopped in Alaska for a while before they came down here. Oh no. Um, Portuguese or Spanish Portuguese. And what's the weird? I think Basque. It's something weird. And then you get the rest of the little ones. Um, so I really don't think if my father knew or not because his father stuck around. Um, his bio dad stuck around. His bio dad was blonde and green-eyed. I'm the only kid who's met him. I met him once and he just horrified me because I was like 5 and he just had this shock of gray hair, gray white hair. I guess he was turning and these green eyes that just sort of like so. But yeah, I find out I'm the only one that ever met him. So the DNA test, yes, I did one, like I said, to make sure that I was Mexican, not. But I found a sister, or a sister found me, a full-blooded sister. I like to say my father didn't know about her. And for some weird reason, the network engineer had not listened to me and thought I meant, I told him when she found us, or probably 6 months after she found us because I hung up on her, um, that we had a full-blooded sister. For some reason, he thought it was a half sister. So this has been for what, 5 years? And yesterday we were talking about it, and he said something, and I went, "She's your full-blooded sister." And he went, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh my God," because he was very standoffish about it. And I'm like, "Why don't you ever want to meet your sister?" And he's like, "I don't want to meet anybody you're going to find through DNA." He thought he meant half sister. So now he wants to meet her. Of course, by now she doesn't want to meet him because I told her that he was whatever. And so she went whatever. And we're all like that in this family. So now I have to get a hold of her and go, "Hi, I love you. The brother wants to talk to you." Yeah, she only wants to meet the ones that are nice to her. And I don't blame her. So my stepdad was very nice to her when she called. He tried to get my mother to talk to her. They were on the phone for like 20 minutes. So she wants to meet my dad. My mom has passed away, and 2 days before she passed away, she said no, that I did not have a sister. So that one was going to the grave with her. She wants to meet my cousin because my cousin's always been interested. She's a 6 foot tall supermodel. She's not a supermodel, she's just a size zero. Um, and I think looks just like my mother, which is interesting. Her and I hadn't been in each other's lives for probably a good 20 or 30 years because I was deemed the black sheep and I was told by my family to stay away from my cousins because I would be a bad influence. So I did. I think she wanted to be mean to me. We started talking after her father died. And I think she wanted to be mad at me, but she couldn't because it was me and I'm still the same I was when I was, 13 and screaming uh police songs down the hallway because she and her sister are 3 and 5 years older than me. So, and then eventually came out. One of us, I think, just finally said, "Why?" And I said, "Because your mom and my mom and said to stay away from you because I was going to be a bad influence." And she was like, "And you listened?" Don't listen to anything. I went, "Yeah, I thought I should." Oh, you should know Crickets. Crickets goes to like he's one of the mods. He's actually moonlighting right now. He's on Scooter Moms. Uh Cricket can go back to like for real like the Mayflower or something. He's like totally into it. That one's interesting. I can only go back to my father Because, of course, since there aren't any records on Pueblo reservations, I would have to know my grandmother's name, and that didn't happen. Um, and my father has been taken off the reservation since 2 days after he was born. So, because back then the government would do it, would take Native children and give them to different families to get them completely out of their culture, which they did. So, and my grandmother on my mother's side, the grandfather on my mother's side was a bad boy, so he was gone by the time I showed up. And my grandmother moved here because she did marry the bad boy. So I really don't know my family in Colorado. So I pretty much stop at grandparents on both sides. Let's see. Zelensky makes an effort to speak more Ukrainian. I know, I like it. I went to finishing school, but didn't learn any Finnish there. Oh God, that's my husband. Oh, you do think we have pics of that? Ah, okay. I love cats. I'm a cat mom for sure. We're gonna get another one when my friends start doing their cattery again. They unfortunately, um, because they're good at underweight kittens. They had one. Um, he wound up having FLIV, so they had to keep the cattery. They have it. They built a cat room upstairs in their house when they renovated, and you can't have cats for 6 months after that. So they're gone. They're coming back from vacation soon, and then they'll probably wind up with a cat or with a litter in like 2 days. So they'll still be going through, um, that thing, when you fly. Brain fog is for real, diagnosed. Um, yeah, you know that thing when they get a call. Let's see. But your posture is impeccable, Papa. Yes, and Christy sat next to me all night when I was working the door. People thought it was hilarious or asked if we were related. The people who knew us thought it was great. The people who didn't just sort of looked at us, and I'm sure a couple of them asked us if we were sisters. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. Because Christy's like, how old are you, kiddo? Like 14 years younger than me or something? That's why she'll be a kid. She'll be a kid till I'm dead. So, I was like, yes, yes, we're sisters. And she's like, ah. That's back when brain fog was collecting Johnsons. Oh God. Do you know that two of my mods who hung out with me and a 2 hour drive, you want to be amused and see what I'm really like, go watch the stream on Friday that's 2 hours long. We took the long way to San Francisco so we wouldn't spend any money boycotting. And my two of my mods, Fuzzy and Cricket, now act like my cousins. I swear to God, the way these two now talk to me, I can hear two of my cousins talking to me. So, yes, when I collected fiancés, I've had seven, supposedly. I just remember six, but I called out seven. Oh, your DNA shows mostly Scottish. Yeah, the supermodel has the Spanish and her father was Scottish. So, that's why all of her cousins are blonde and blue-eyed. So, and Mormon. My uncle wasn't into Mormonism, so married my aunt, who was Catholic, but his brother stayed in the faith. So, yeah, my own family was a rainbow coalition in the 70s when it was really cool. I could have been at Schoolhouse Rock. I just gave you the finger. No, I didn't. Not on purpose. Look at all the. I've actually put on jewelry today, so be nice. I just didn't put on my earrings. That's what I forgot. Uh-oh. What? What? Yes, Miss Thing. All over? Why? Ah, sorry. I wonder if I can. This is missing. She wanders around and she talks to me. That's all she does is talk. And when she's tired and at nighttime, she'll howl in the second floor uh, walk staircase. So, and this is probably the longest she's been on my lap when I've picked her up in I don't know how long. See, you finally seen Miss Thing. Yep, all the heads. We made an emoji out of her head. Yes, we are. We're all related to cricket cinema. Yes. Ah, I'm Scottish on several sides. Linguiça rocks? I thought linguiça was Portuguese. And it could also explain why I turned paper white. The Portuguese and the Spanish took over. Weirdly enough, I burn now. DNA testing is fascinating. You found a secret too. Yeah, no, when the sister found me, because she's the oldest out of the whole clan. So I think she's like 13, 14 years older than me. She didn't have a really good upbringing. She grew up in France, but it wasn't fun. So she came back over here, and 20 years, somebody would tell her and somebody would tell me that I had a twin on the other side of the bay. When I lived on this side of the bay, which is opposite from San Francisco, somebody would occasionally tell me, "You have a twin in the peninsula across the bay." And I go, "Okay." And somebody would tell her, "You have a twin in the East Bay." And she would say, "Okay." So when we met each other, the husband was like, "You two look like each other." It would explain it. So it was the weirdest thing because people really meant it too. They're like, "You have a twin." No, you really, you have a twin. Are you a twin? It's like, no. Yeah, I guess. Just 14, 15 years apart. Oh, it's my endearments. It is. It is. I wasn't allowed to say F word when I was little, but I was allowed to give the finger. My dad was in the Coast Guard when I was little. They actually swear more than sailors. I slipped with it once. I was about 7 or 8. My mom went, mm, because my mom hasn't said it since 1972 when she was alive. That's a goofy story too. But I could do this because my dad did it. So, but only in the house, not anywhere else. Ah. Yes, we're all related to cricket. Let's see. Mayflower here. My brother did a deep dive. My cousin, uh, unfortunately, with my stepdad's side, they put us on the tree, which was really sweet because I part of my stepdad's life since I was 5, and I am the same personality of him. That's why I said you guys remind me of my cousins on my dad's side. Um, he can go back forever too. It's just like it's amazing. It is truly hard when completing a family tree. I have done. I signed up to Ancestry and found out all of my ancestors were Mormon. So somebody in this generation joined Mormonism, huh? I am familiar enough with Mormons that I know this. My grandmother was not amused when she found out my uncle was Mormon. I think he pretty much had to like give it up because she was like, I am not going to be Mormon. You'll be 43 in 26 days? Fountain pen. Christy, this one is for real. Child! You hurt my brain. She's been around since she was, God, in her 20s, early 20s. So that's why it's like, that's not funny. Identical cousins, yes. No, well, you get the weirdest conversations from people when you're saying, like, no, no, because there were no relatives at all in the peninsula. My brother moved over to like Palo Alto, but I didn't consider it the peninsula. Considered it Silicon Valley. So it was like, well, if you're talking about, Palo Alto, and they're like, no, no, a girl, like in San Bruno, and I'm like, no. And we've never gone into specifics. We just said we were told that. I just remember people because people will have no problem saying, you have a twin. It's like, okay. So I used to just say in my head, I hope she's prettier than me. Oh, it was the long way. Yeah, it was a long way. It took 2 hours. We avoided the bridges. This was on Friday. We avoided the bridges. I told the mods they could be done with me if they wanted. So we went all the way down to where Teslas are made, and then took the freeway that was there, and then came all the way back up to San Francisco. So it was a 2 hour drive, and we were stuck in traffic a lot of it, and we or some of it, and we couldn't take the toll lanes because we were boycotting. So it was just one of those things I do. I cannot connect to a part of my family tree when my great grandma became an indentured servant in Ireland. I do have partial paperwork. Yes. Uh, Only know that my paternal grandfather came from Spain, and my maternal grandmother's father had a ranch, and my paternal grandmother was born on a reservation. Nothing else. Nothing goes further than that. So, and I haven't been contacted by any of my cousins. So, a couple of them tried, but they were third and fourth cousins, and it's like, no, I don't feel like putting up with that. Um, because they're probably kids of my great aunts, and Lord knows they said a lot of mean things about my grandmother. So, let's see. Birdie heads. Ooh, I picked her up and she didn't come back. Ooh, I must have made her mad. Ladybird, yes. Thank you, Fez. Yes, she is freaking adorable. She's a little mad right now because I haven't brushed her. I gotta remember to brush her. Like I should try to brush her every other day, right? Or yeah, maybe every other day right now because they're shedding like mofos. And the tabby in the world is a double coated orange tabby. I was petting her in the sun yesterday and had to blow it off my hand, and I'm like, I need to chase you around. They both like being brushed because they've been brushed since they were babies. Because I brushed the blonde one, the white one. So, oh, that's the weird thing. I had the camera angled once where you could see her picture. Um, my sister has a cat that's completely deaf. He has no idea how much stuff. Mine had a deaf cat, and it was just like, you forget, and they're like, she can't hear you. Like, oh, sorry. Sweet little furball though. Oh my God. Uh, he gets upset when he knows she's leaving for work. Yep, yep. Lurking flower queens. But like he's got the weirdest celebrity ancestors. Can't remember what the last one was. The last one was the one that I went, you're full of crap. I can't remember where it was, but it was somebody was talking, and you said that your lineage with him or free, and it was like um the joke in my head was, Cricket, you can't be any more whiter than you are. Yes, I know it's a Mormon operation. I know. Yes, we're all Mormons. I don't think my uncle, which was my uncle's brother, because they were that close to us, I don't think my uncle declared us. I hope not. But this is also the Bay Area that has the beautiful Mormon temple. I thought all Mormon temples looked like ours. So when I saw the one in SLC, uh, I was really just let down. I was like, that's it. One of my best friends was a Mormon, and her parents were major Mormons growing up. So yeah, I was very uninterested in it because we have this gorgeous like Mormon temple up on the hill that's all I could think of was trying to be prettier than the Greek Orthodox church that's right underneath it on the hill. It's all I could think of because the Greek Orthodox has beautiful like stained glass. Maybe I'll do a live during the Greek festival because it's the one place to get real stuffed grape leaves that have meat in them. Nobody has meat in their stuffed grape leaves around here. And my uncle, all my moms have gone now, so my uncle used to make them. So it's like I hate regular old stuffed grape leaves. So, and I don't know anybody whose mom is great because that's what you get when you're a kid. You get whatever your friend's mom is making or hanging out. My dad used to take enchiladas to my best friend in fifth and sixth grade. She was Chinese, and she used to make us wonton. So, and yes, my white dad makes the best enchiladas I've ever tasted. And even the Mexican side of my family was like, what the hell? And I thought I was going to find the recipe when I emptied out the house because my dad lives in Alameda already. And he gave me the house my mom passed, and my brothers didn't care. Um, and then he tells me, after I've cleaned out all the books, it was from a book, or it was in a book. And I go, yeah, where is it? It's in a book. Where is the recipe? He goes, no, 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 no. It's in a book. And I'm like, you're kidding. You got this from a cookbook? Everybody wanted his frickin' enchiladas. The family next door, Mexican, they wanted his enchiladas. My family, I was so funny. Oh my God. So, yes, we're all related because we're all Mormon. We are all proven 51st cousins. Is that what it is? Hi, Spooky Faye. I am new here, but I love your aesthetic and your decor. Thank you. Is that a vampire gopher? Yes. No, it's a vampire bear. Uh, Godiva did, they're chocolate people. They did a vampire bear. So you see his cape. And yes, I'm a goth chick. So, of course, I think I only got one bear. Sometimes on some weird things, I would get a bunch of them because all my regular family would be like, "Look, I got you something you'd like." I'm in SoCal, so howdy, neighbor. Hello, neighbor. Yes, we're still California. I was explaining that because ever since the fire, you guys have been with us. I've been explaining that to people that Northern and Southern California are Northern and Southern California until a disaster happens. Then we're all California until everybody's better, and then we go back to being Northern and Southern California. Ah. So let's see. Everybody's saying hi. We're definitely boycotting here. Yes, it sucks, but do it. Keep it up. Guy's a nut job. And I have another channel called Old Tifa, where on Thursday, me and Carrie Ann, who's one of my moderators, we go on and talk about politics without the camera going out again. And it was inspired by Cricket Cinema, who's one of my moderators, because I was talking about a political channel because I've had politics in my blood for some stupid reason. I blame Nixon. Um, and I didn't want to talk about it on Brain Fog all the time, and it was just always going into it. And so Cricket said I should start a channel and called it Old Tifa. And it was like, that was it. I started a channel. Was reading Project 2025. The husband's going to pick it up. Actually, I asked him to start it over again. The husband's got a voice that people melt for. Uh, and he's going to do it in half an hour pieces and just post the videos. Um, Canceled a trip to San Francisco for my niece's wedding. Oh, I'm so sorry. So did the rest of the Canadian family. I should have said, you guys could come to California. We want nothing to do with him either. And I'm sure if he doesn't FEMA Southern California, the Palisades fire, I'm sure our governor will eventually go F you, and we're keeping our money. Fifth highest economy in the world. So he's already threatened to go F you. We're gonna, we're just all like, we're gonna keep our money then. F you. We're the ones who finance red states. So um yeah, you might be able to. If you know anybody down here you can stay with, then you can sort of cheat and just go to the small businesses around here. Ah. Let's see. It is not a squirrel fang. Oh, you mean Natalie? Sorry, guys. Where is she? For some reason, and tell me this isn't like juju or something. The Scientology mascot for us is a squirrel. Well, the mascot for the club that Papa Cat DJs that's going into their 31st year is a squirrel. That's why there are so many squirrels behind me. This one I got at a goth fair. There's a guy, this is real dental uh, porcelain. He makes, he puts fangs and stuff on squirrels. Or I have another one. This is one of my moderators. That's Carrie Ann. She's a unicorn. But when I got the squirrel at the time, I was, God, I think it was right after I first started watching everybody. And I went, this has got to be Natalie because she looks adorable and she's got teeth, she's got fangs. So I named her Natalie. All the moose you see around here, Canadians, are Fuzz because Fuzz loves mooses. Mooses? Mises. Moose. Moose, I know, no S. Um, so every moose in the house is named Fuzz, and but the real Fuzz is in the car, goes with me every day. And then this is Carrie Ann because she's freaking adorable. This is Cricket, who is moonlighting because dinosaurs are really cool. And this is the dinosaur formerly named Aaron because it's it's a Florida color. When I'm mad at Aaron, I'm not anymore. So this is named Aaron. When Adam makes me grumpy, I don't name him Adam anymore. He's formerly named as Adam then. Sort of like Prince. So yeah. And I don't know what she's doing. She doesn't do that. Are you enjoying yourself, Miss? It's not even dinner time. Oh, I've got my watch on upside down. 4:03. Okay. How long have we been on? Not even an hour. Okay. Um, let's see. Thank you, Fuzz, for putting Altifa up. The fires were awful. Thank goodness for that Watch Duty app. Thankfully, my family's home. We're all safe. That's good. But my artist friends are helping each other for those they lose all their life's work. Oh God, I didn't even think of the artists. Ooh, yeah. No, that's been one of my things. When at the end of my stream, I always say, as the last thing because but Kentucky's having a problem now too, and he's been telling everybody FEMA's not going to happen. So it's like, whatever you have after you join the membership, give to a disaster-ridden area. For the longest time, I was saying give it to LA because uh, it's easy to assume that Palisades were all rich people, but you can see by the houses there that no, that's a what 60s, 70s development, and a lot of those houses were ranchers. Those weren't rich people. So it was just sort of me telling people that, not everybody in LA is rich. Not all of those mansions were all there. Um, there was at least one house in Malibu that had been there forever. So that was probably a rich person. Um, and they all have septic systems. Oh my God. I wonder what they're going to do. When Oakland burned down, you were only allowed to rebuild on foundations. So I wonder what they're going to say. So, old Tifa, that's amazing. Yes, Spooky. Glad you're okay. Yes. So sorry what your friends are going through. Definitely. Um, and you can always ask us up here if you guys need, stuff or gift cards. Just put in the grapevine. We're more than willing to. You guys helped us out when Paradise burned down. So it's just that's why I said we're both California right now. Until everybody's okay, then we're back to being them and them. Was it the actors and the computer freaks? That's northern and southern, or southern and northern. So you can join me. See. I currently live inland in the desert, so it's scarily red here. Oh, was heckled when I went to protest last week. Hmm. Get a Zap pen. I don't have mine here because you can't carry pepper spray at protests. Please, everybody in California, you cannot carry pepper spray. I actually carry pepper spray with me because of I worked at clubs and I parked in strange places. And my regular habit was if there was someone by themselves and they looked like a nice person, a woman, and she was leaving late, I would give her my pepper spray. And so I still have like four left. They've gotten expensive. That's been the pain in the butt, but I don't carry them around with me anymore because I can't have one if I'm going to the org. I was carrying it in my photo box, but I kept forgetting. So I was trying other ways to defend myself, and I found something called a Zap pen or a pen Zap or something. It's a little bitty pen. Uh, you know what? I may be able to get. Hold on. Excuse me, Miss Thing. What? I hope you love it. And yes, that's a Hello Kitty quilt. And this is my latest Hello Kitty purse. Kate Spade. That the joke is if Tiffany or Louis Vuitton come out with Hello Kitty, he's screwed. The Papa Cat. So, Zap pen. Get ready because it's going to make a loud noise that'll scare the hell out of you. See? Ready? You can carry that. So I carry it now. That's why it was in this purse because I took this purse with me to on Saturday. So I know, isn't this adorable? Of course they're gone. You can't find them now. Resellers suck. My cousin told me it was in Livermore and I was in San Francisco, so I immediately just got in my car and went straight to Livermore. Hour and a half. That's when my cousin went, "You're nuts." I'm like, duh. So let's see. Porcelain Fang Animal Collection. That's fantastic. He had an Instagram, but I forgot to get the name of it because he didn't come to the Goth Fair this year. There was a band playing last year. I need a porcelain. Yeah, okay. Budley, same values. Moosin. Fuzz, that's a deer. What's a deer? Oh, that is a deer. They're not perfect. It's hard to find those little emojis. It's a moose. Ooh, we're gonna fight. You were so funny. Oh my God. Wild ride up here, in here every day. Yes, I'm nuts. I know it. My husband loves it. When he retires, he'll become the producer. Everybody in front, I've been the youngest. The one thing that I've been called all my life and still get called is I'm eccentric. I hate that phrase. I've been called eccentric since I was 5 years old. My favorite political channel is Naughty Nana Does. Oh, she's Canadian. Canadians are funny politically. My favorite political channel is Naughty Nana. Okay. Yeah, no, when they were talking about how your far right guy didn't get as much as he was because of our balloon, I was just like, thank God there's hope for us yet. Most of the Palisades home were families that bought their homes generations ago. Yeah. And Altadena is very working class. Yeah, that was the thing. You see the mansions and you see, from the hills and stuff. But I saw the drone video and I was like, no, nope. Those houses are normal, normal. So I've been making sure to tell people that, give to the disaster area efforts in LA because they're not all movie stars and rich people. So, Nani, thank you, Fuzz, for putting up Nani Nana. Does. My favorite politician is Jazz Meat Singh because he's honest. Don't, no, do I? Which one is he? So hard to keep up. And I've been a little bit close about not watching it as much, and I got to get my butt back on that YouTube. It started with Coffee Cults and Crafts, Maryland. She stopped doing her morning feed, her morning live, because I would watch her and then I'd watch Natalie. And then usually I was going because on the days that I have to go to the city, I leave here at 2. Before it was 1. I just changed to 3. And then Marilyn stopped doing it so much, and then I started watching The Boys in the Morning. Midas Touch, Luke Beasley, Adam Mokler, Bulwark, because nothing fascinates me more than a gay ex-Republican. Never understood that to begin with. So things like that. um, so I was watching more of it, but it's just gotten so by nighttime when I'd watch it again, because Papa Cat would come upstairs and work on DJ stuff, I'd be on the second floor. It's a 3-story townhouse. It's not as awesome as it sounds. It's like it's a way to put a lot of house into 3 floors. um, I guess people can't walk up 4 floors. Otherwise, they do 4, trust me. It is San Francisco Bay Area. Um, and then I'd watch them, and it was sort of like gotta keep holding on. And when Adam Mokler, who was pretty much the most consistently just even, started getting mad, I'm like, I have to buck myself up to keep going, because that's how everything happens, is when you can't handle it anymore and you stick it out of your head. So as an American, we have to make sure that we keep protesting, we keep talking about it, we keep doing this and we keep doing that. Otherwise, Project 2025 is going to come and kill us. And I'll be brown again. Uh, let's see. I'm wearing my Canada shirt. Repeat in solidarity. Great, spooky. I'm going to look into the Zap pen. I'm going to more protests this week, and the hate crimes have been increasing in my area. Yes. Amazon, unfortunately, I try not to use them, but that is where I got that one. And it's easier than trying to get one, I guess, at a gun shop. You know, 'cause they sell things like that and watch them laugh at you because you want a stun pen. It's like, no, just get it off Amazon. Let's see. No need to stop. And I think you might enjoy Old Tiff on Thursday nights. Me and Carrie Ann are hilarious. Yeah, I'm funny. Carrie Ann's the unicorn. I'm the one who's the realist in this. So think about that. Hey, the noise canceling mic works too well. It worked? Good. I usually scare the hell out of Papa Cat. Such a brat sometimes. It's like if I'm changing purses or something, I'm like, and he's like, stop. Ah. And so let's see, where am I? I'll get one. I have a birdie keychain. The alarm goes off when you remove the tab. I have a birdie too, but it doesn't work with all of my Bluetooth. How effed up is that? My Bluetooth take up too much of the space, so my birdie doesn't work. I like the idea. That's why I got one. But I should probably get something that bites back. Yeah. It's just to scare them. See, I don't know how strong it'd be, but part of people not messing with you is being annoying. If you're annoying, there's somebody else down the road that's a lot less annoying to mess with. So that's why they tell you to walk with, like, standing up straight and don't look down when you're in certain neighborhoods. It's like, yeah, because they don't want to mess with you. You're going to be a pain in the butt. It's not worth their time. So it's always been something growing up in the hood. Yep, you learn it. It's just like, you know, and you get those remarks. Well, man, you look like you're going someplace. Yeah, and it's like, "Ew." That sort of thing. So I've always said it's like, it's not just one of those, oh, let's be happy and well. No, look like you're a pain in the ass, and then they won't bother you. I lean very left and very much Canadian. I have a very specific point of view. Progressive. Bernie Sanders is a hero. If he was 20 years younger, I would love him. He now just seems like a crotchety old man to me. He had some pointers, but he is too late, unfortunately. Um, Tommy Sanders is our Tommy Douglas, or Bernie Sanders is our Tommy Douglas. I'll have to look him up. I'm used to looking things up. Adam is usually very esoteric, and so there are things you always have to look up. Oh, and I've even got one right here. I need to cut this because it doesn't fit in here. And my purple sparkly pens don't show up very well on my lavender paper. So what am I looking up now? I'm looking at Tommy Douglas. Because of the brain fog, I always say that the worst thing that's ever happened to me is I've lost my four-syllable vocabulary. I've learned not to be frustrated anymore, and I've even learned to start letting it go. Like the thing I said before when I said brain fog and just let this the word go. I learned how to do that. I'm a solid three-syllable now again. They don't know where it came from. I've had it since I was 42, I think. It's not anything you would expect. It's not Alzheimer's, it's not dementia. It's just a burp that happened. I got two um, concussions. One from a line drive foul ball at a major league baseball game, and the other one where I cracked my head. I cracked the side window of a '67 Mustang from an accident within a year of each other. So that could be it too. But they couldn't find anything. I even got the one where you had little bitty things in your head. Because I got seizure, didn't find anything. Let's see. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt you with what? Ah, thanks, Fez. I voted for Bernie proudly. Yeah, the biggest, I don't, Bernie wasn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem was the fact that we just didn't have enough people that believed that we were going to lose. So, and as I've also said, there are enough people in this freaking country who did not want to make a black woman president. And yes, I am very on her side because she's from Oakland. And they used to tell us nothing good comes out of Oakland. Well, still nothing good comes out of Oakland. So I'm hoping that our governor, Gavin Newsom, who's still a cutie pie, let's face it, you have to be pretty sometimes, runs for president and has Kamala as his vice president again. And then he only does one term, gets reelected, and he gives it to her, and then she gets to have it. Let's see. Ah, you're back. Scooter Mom's done. Let's see. Gay Republicans, gay Republicans. I don't understand gay Republicans. I grew up in the Bay Area in the 70s and the 80s. I've been around. I don't understand why gay people weren't allowed to get married until whenever, and now they're trying to get rid of it. I don't get it. So gay Republicans is the only thing I haven't gotten with gay attached. I have two moms and we can't even wrap our heads around the gay. I know. That's why it was like the bulwark guy. Somebody asked, why is he wearing pearls? I'm like, because he's a gay Republican or a gay ex-Republican and he wants to grab them. And like he's clutching his pearls. I don't even know how a gay Republican can exist. I really don't. The whole concept hurts my brain. Yes, it does. Thanks, Buzz, for putting cricket up. Cricket's great. AI, songs, I'm on it a lot. All of his friends are on it a lot in AI. It's really cool. He's doing the banner for old Tifa since he's the one who had the word. Um, because yeah, I don't know what happened. I went and got the YouTube channel, but couldn't get it in old Tifa, so I got X old Tifa X, and then I couldn't get back into it. It wouldn't show up on my computer like a week later, but I could get old Tifa, and I'm like, okay, that's why I had X old Tifa X because somebody had that one. So it was really weird, but yeah, went to immediately that one. And Cricket's like, wait a minute, we have the X's. I said, no, I didn't anymore. And all of my mods have access to old Tifa because it's not going to be just me and it's not going to be just Carrie Ann. It's going to be, we're starting it small, and when you come up with something that's interesting, and hey, if Cricket makes a good fight song, he can put it up there, I right now all they have to do is just swing it by me because they still haven't all been on it yet, so they still all need to get yesed into it. So when I get the notice, so far twice that I've gotten the notice I wasn't near my phone. But they were mistakes anyway. So ah, let's see. iPhone users, yes, because Apple is special. You play disco at 8 p.m. tonight. Ooh. You voted for your cousin. Gosh, I'm discovering how woeful underdecorated my house. This all cost, all of the wire working and the baskets probably cost me $30, period. Daiso, $1.75 each piece, including the racks themselves. So it was really easy to do this. And like every tech person on the planet, we're not unpacked every 3 years. So, which my friends all go, can I come over and help you? It's like, no. So luckily enough, it's like I've been finding accessory boxes. So I've been putting stuff up as I've gone along. So the subway map I need to frame because Papa Cat wants that framed. So I'm trying to think. There's another squirrel looks like Natalie. It actually could be a Natalie because they start out as regular puppets or regular stuffed animals. So yeah, that could be Natalie before he turned it into that one. Hello Kitty, Moose, Hello Kitty, squirrels, Moose and Squirrel. Uh, oh, that was done by a lemur, I think. That's from a zoo. So yeah, it's just been things. That. Is that a $10 bill? That should be. That's a counterfeit $10 bill. Uh, the promoter who was working at the club that night that I took it literally. He handed it to me, and the guy said, "Keep it." And the other guy was like, "I tried." He let me keep it. So I asked very nicely because he's not supposed to. But so I've had it for 10, 15 years. So let's see. Yeah. Bit more. I have more boxes. uh, to whom, hun? I voted Kamala, obviously. Yeah. Voted Bernie in primaries back in the day. I'd be down with Kamala, Jasmine Crockett. Oh God, Jasmine Crockett. But it has to be a man. Man can pass it down, but it has to be a man. Let's face it. We had a pure white woman. We had another pure white woman. Then we had a ethnically diverse woman from a urban area and Berkeley. They never talked about Berkeley. That was the weird thing. It's like I don't know what major news, but they never talked about Berkeley. Could it have been that it was too kumbaya that it might have given her compassion? Because she was born in Oakland, but she was brought up in Berkeley. So, uh, yeah, and we had her as vice president. People were saying that because she wasn't primaried in. It's like bull. He did that on purpose. He knew that number one, he was having issues, but number two, if you're going to get a woman in, try it this way. So that's why I said Gavin or Pete Buttigieg. But I don't know how hard it'd be to get a gay man. It might be harder than a woman. Since there are so many homophobes, we're all finding out more and more. Yuck. That's all I have to say about that. That's Hall. Oh, I hate you, Adam. He's always so esoteric that it's like I never know what he's talking about. And it's funny when me and Carrie Ann are trying to figure out what he's talking about. Uh, absolutely love Katie Porter. Why can't I remember Katie Porter? Is she the one with the wipe erase boards? I love AOC too. I love just because she was urban. It was like she was a bartender. She became a politician. That's this, pick you up by your bootstraps type of thing going on. Remember when Grindr crashed at the conservative convention last year? The other gay escapades? I don't remember. Actually, a Kickstarter for Grindr. I think I might have. I have a Tumblr bag. Do I have a Grinder bag? I might have a Grinder bag or a Grinder pin. I because of course. Why not? Back in the day. Uh, sorry to hear that, Marilee. Hope things get better soon. What did I miss? Sorry, had to dip out. Oh, I'm sorry, Marilee. Yeah, I know. It'll be that way until things change in everybody's family. I didn't speak to my dad for 4 months, so he was very happy when I came back. He doesn't know how I wound up with a tree hugger. It's been 3 months of one thing after another, no end in sight. Yep. I actually have not even, unfortunately, gotten a hold of two of my uncle and my cousin up there, up in Portland, because I know my uncle is maybe a triple, which drives me nuts because he's such a sweet man. Eh, yeah, white people. Let's see. Follow stuff as a Canadian. Good, Anna, you should, honestly. If I were the Canadian, I'd be watching this. You only begin with an apology. I know, me too. It is our fault. And this is why I started Old Tifa, because Gen Xers just sat on our hind legs and went, oh well. That is why I started Old Tifa. Um, and we should have known better. We just believed that nothing like this could happen. We're not very bright when it comes up to politics. We're sorry. Oh, and I think a lot of Canadians follow world politics. Weirdly enough, a lot of Americans do too. They're just not, um, no, I take that back. There are people who are in the Midwest that follow politics, but you know what? They usually move out here. That's the thing. That's why they always complain that they're all coming out to the coast. It's like, yeah, because where you live is really messed up and you need more than one person to say it at a time. So, and of course, they're finding out. Fafo, uh, Marilee, I'll be visiting my mom soon in Nanaimo? And she really pays attention. Where is that? Nanaimo? That's an interesting word. I'm pretty sure William Windsor is going to win the next Canadian head of state contest. I'm getting better about not cussing. Because they're getting weird. That, and if anybody wants to knock me down, they could use it. So, uh, probably myself for her to fact check me, Marilee, but we learned the same way. Anna home, the best dessert in the world. No, we have the best chocolates. We have C's chocolates. Okay, they expire. You can't ship them across this out of California unless you're at an airport. No, yeah, Cricket, I definitely agree with you that I didn't either. It was like I was sort of, I think it was like September. I was like, they don't talk about Berkeley. And I'm thinking, why is it too hippie lovey? They love talking about Oakland. They love talking that her mother was an immigrant. They love talking about her dating Willie Brown. Um, they love saying that she's a gold digger, stuff like that. And it was like, but they never mentioned Berkeley. I might have heard it in passing, but it wasn't something they stuck to. I should have did. Well, I didn't think it mattered. See? Gen Xer. I should drive around Berkeley and go, oh, let's tour Berkeley and see what it was really like for her growing up. Oh, Adam, you definitely made a stupid decision. Okay. Did you say tumbler bag? Yes, I have a tumbler tote. I I kickstarted them. I was kickstarting everything back then. How to estrange my own father is painful but necessary. Yeah, like I said, I didn't talk to mine for 4 months because he did not tell me he voted for the balloon, and he apologized to me the first time he voted for him. So when I was making sure that he wasn't going to vote for him again, he gave me the my vote is my business. And then I knew. And I stopped talking to him after the election for 4 months. And I told him, nope, nope, got better things to do right now. And I live 7 minutes away from him. Yeah, sorry, Spooky. 4 months was painful. I understand that. See's candy marzipan. Yes, everybody loves marzipan. And I want to say they're doing it in milk chocolate now. Because the Papa Cat loves marzipan. Loves, loves, loves. And I think they're doing it with the milk chocolate covering now. I need to check that out. We lived on the other side of the bay, and where I lived, it was only like 10 minutes down to the See's factory. So it's just like, couldn't get them any like fresher than that. So now I have to go to the mall to get them, which is 7 minutes away, but it's not the same. If anything, that he would just think that Berkeley was a hotbed of communism. Yes, yes, actually, yes. Yes, because hippies were commies. Yep. The bio dad hung out with hippies in Berkeley. So I thought every hippie had a Persian rug until I found out that he was hanging out with the trust fund hippies. So all hippies did not have huge houses with a lot of bedrooms that their friends lived in and Persian rugs all over their houses and commercial kitchens. There are a lot of them in Berkeley. You'd be surprised. So, hi Nisa. Thanks all. It is, but reasoning with him was affecting my mental and I feel almost free now. Yes. Yes. Um, the cousin's mom, I didn't talk to for years because uh she thought I was, how did she put it? Heading down a wrong direction. She got me mixed up with somebody and told my mother when I was 18 that my hair was blue. My mother's like, no, it isn't, because I can't dye my hair blue. And she was like, but she was hanging out with a bunch of people. I was in that group. I just didn't have the blue hair. And she's going to go down the wrong road. My mom's like, whatever. And that was the last time I really talked to her until her husband died. So 20 years. Uh, marzipan. Oh, I got a pen for my teeth. I'm going to whiten my teeth. I saw me with Carrie Ann and I was like, it's the coffee. I brush these mofos like you wouldn't believe. So I'm going to whiten my teeth now. It's bad enough I don't have braces like I should. You're very curious to try marzipan. You never had it. Oh, do you like almond paste? It's basically what it is. It is a sweet almond paste. I don't like marzipan. So, who else does it? Linder might? Lint might? Godiva might? At one time, I was trying to find an alternative chocolate to C's because C's has always been relatively cheap. And so when you think you're being hot shit, you want to have good, designer chocolates like Godiva. And then when you get older, you realize who needs designer chocolates when your chocolate is 24 hours old. So, and it's C's and it's never had a weird ass preservative in it. So I could hear my grandmother laughing when I finally gave in. Several close family friends have passed to psych situations. Both daughters are going through hell and no end in sight. Unfortunately, my oldest brother is schizophrenic. To keep him not in an institution, they officially diagnosed him as depressed with schizophrenic tendencies. All of his doctors that talked to him in counties or in Marin County is the best place if you're crazy, I swear to God. All the things they'd done for him, they just call him straight up schizophrenic. So it was a government thing versus the real thing. And unfortunately, we've lost touch with him. And we have a feeling that he's passed, and we don't know how to find a John Doe. So he gassed himself with WD-40 once by accident when he was living in a halfway house fixing a bike because he would do that for cash. Um, and he wound up almost being normal for a year. I saw him every week for a year. It was the coolest thing on the planet. And then one day I showed up and I was a alien and he screamed at me. And it was like, ah, okay. The only person he never thought was an alien was the middle brother. So, but the middle brother has not found him for 2 years. So, because they gave him an apartment. Couldn't have left him in a halfway house. They gave him an apartment. So, yes, I'm very familiar with um, mental disease and I have some myself. So I very much understand. Uh, you need to start my child. The thing is, would C's be, well, no, if I ordered it through C's, sending it to Canada would probably go through customs. If I bought it and sent it, that would probably be illegal and I'd get busted for it. Berkeley also had all those questionable professors, yes, and then the nuclear scientists. But we always were very snotty about our colleges, UC or the Bears and the Tree is what we call Stanford. Um, so it's like never thought of them as being communists. Just knew that they were communists, just all over here growing up. So bunch of commies. Marilee and I live very close physically to each other. That's why sometimes we talk to each other directly. Well, everybody does on chat, dear. We've all done it on everybody else's chat, and the ones who know us well enough are just like, whatever. Ah. Yes, you are welcome to connect here. Yes, no, that's fine. When I'm just like, you guys are talking amongst each other, that's what I just mean. It's like, I'm reading things that don't have anything to do with me. Anna lives maybe a mile from your oldest brother. Okay. And you guys love each other. I love this. I gotta run and take Doggo for a walk. Nice meeting you all. Hopefully, can see you again soon. 3 o'clock, 6 days a week, probably. It's always been like that. I'm good at something, so I'm doing it. You're welcome anytime, Suki. And Oppenheimer's communist girlfriend was from Berkeley. Really? Oh, cool. Well, yeah, a lot of them were from Berkeley too, the scientists. We still have Lawrence Livermore. We don't have an accelerator anymore in Stanford. Supposedly they shut that puppy down like 20 years ago. I was like, why? It's really full. It's really cool to have no reason to be running that thing. We still have the, was it 100 foot, half a mile satellite up in the hill? Ah, Godiva chocolates have no wrappers. You mean like iced tea? Godivas have trays. And sometime in the past, I could probably see the date on that bear and tell you. They started putting a lot of preservatives in them. Does not taste the same at all. Stopped doing Godiva a long time ago. When Godiva finally went downhill and I went, oh, guess I'll have to go, suck it up and do C's. Mm. See what you did there? Okay. The Revolutionary Communist Party was a Berkeley thing. Great. Um, the brother wanted to know, because he does watch this sort of, he wants to know why the SLA hasn't had any movies or documentaries or anything about them. And I said, probably because Patricia Hearst's family, with William Randolph III, is the Chronicle guy. They still have enough money to keep it out. Simeonese Liberation Army. They're the ones who kidnapped Patty Hearst back in the 70s. We all should read that little red book. I want to. I might have it on Kindle or ebook pub or something. I wanted to read it because everybody said you should read it anyway, like a reference. One son-in-law is in the psych ward and getting electroshock therapy. The other son-in-law just lost his job today, and that's just the iceberg. I'm sorry, Merrily. My brother had ECT. Uh, we were there when he got put in, and we said hell no. They literally took him into his room with a lawyer, and the state got power of attorney, and then he got ECT, and we were like, we didn't even know you could do that. And if it wouldn't have been Marin County, which is a nice fluffy county, probably wouldn't have done that. So we told them, fine, screw you. You've got power of attorney over him, the county. We can come and visit him. The rest of it's up to you guys. Fuck you. Um, and so when he gassed himself, he was in a coma for 4 days. Uh, I walked in. Oh, and my brother resuscitated him. I'm a DNR girl. Mm-mm. And I gave him a piece of my mind afterwards. Like, what the hell did you do? Probably would have been better. But I came in to read my Facebook to him because that's what I was doing when he was in a coma. And there was a doctor by his bed. And I'm like, oh, hi, how's he doing? She goes, oh, hi, I'm his ECT doctor. And I went, oh, really? Because he was still in the middle of it. They had to let him go after that. But he was like in week, he was 6 months into it, I think. Um, and I'm like, oh, okay. Why are you here? Well, I'm just coming to see if he's okay. I'm like, okay. So I just sort of started reading my phone, and at one point she comes up to me and she said, isn't that, I don't understand how he wound up like this. Isn't it great what he did? And I'm like, thinking, what, wine? He was a American wine, he was a French wine steward also. Got to wear one of those little, you know, things. Um, and I was thinking, wine? And I said, wine? And she's like, no, Tesla. And I'm like, Tesla? And she said, he didn't he, or was it, no, that he helped develop the Tesla battery. I just cracked up. Oh my God, I just busted up. And I didn't say the first thing that came to my head was, you're sleeping with him, aren't you? Because my brother was a little rascal. My brother had so many blonde girlfriends, it was ridiculous. Um, and she left. She never came back. I couldn't stop laughing. Oh my God, I had tears coming out of my eyes. And I told him, I said, you developed the Tesla battery? Of course, he was in a coma. Told my brother when he walked in. My brother was like, yeah, talk about con artists. My brother probably could have worn a crown, and even with schizophrenia. So it was weird. Jessica Mitford was there too, major communist. Ah, a little obsessed with Berkeley. Oh, really, Cricket? Oh, I love Berkeley. Like I said, the bio dad lived in Berkeley. I had to go visit him, part of the kid thing. So I used to spend my vacation time in the UC museum because my father had to go work, and in the 70s they could care less if a kid hung out in a museum. That was neat. So, excuse me. Oh my God. Oh, that was gross. Corned beef and cabbage. Yesterday. The Mitfords ran either a social were neither or either a socialist or nationalist. I thought one was a communist. I thought they were all extreme. Why do I know that? Oh, Adam, what a can of worms they are. Hannah, OMG, I think he thinks he can come to Canada. You guys talking about the balloon? I'm assuming Cricket Cinema has some Mitfords in his background. You know it. You know it. Cricket, two of those sisters were all yes. Oh yeah, but the network doesn't count. Um, besides that, they had to go a little panther there and make the head guy black. Like, but supposedly that's what she acted like. But that's it. They don't. They've done. Was it the two blew up things? And then finally somebody said they weren't SLA, so um, it's never been gotten into. But then again, they've gone off of friend of mine met him in prison. Manson. They don't really do very many Manson things anymore either. And Squeaky's still alive, I think. So she gave an interview. Uh, Says you haven't researched their genealogy, but they have royal connections, then probably. Oh, you mean the real queen? I thought when you said queen, cricket. Sorry. Hmm. Do you collect Hello Kitty items? No, not at all, Nisa. He won't even get past custom. Oh, isn't he not allowed in because he's a felon? If you're talking about the orange balloon, is that why your guy had to come down to the $4 million a day place? What a moron. I hope you guys are talking about the orange balloon. Canada chum will get stopped for smuggling noxious gases. Are you talking about that one? Good. I'm glad the ECT is working. Good. It's nothing like the old one. We went and researched it because we were getting ready to get a lawyer, and we were getting, because it was like, how dare they? And that, he's not a sound mind, so how could they give away his, um, his self? And it was like, no, we found out it wasn't that, because all you think of is cuckoo's nest. So, or long time minutes. What was the other one? Brazil. You think Brazil? Um, I bet, Marley. I bet it's been a real relief. Yeah. It would actually be funny if Chumley did and tried to use US laws here. I would honestly laugh. Are we talking about Elvis? I call him Elvis because he reminds me of the old Elvis that died in the toilet. We were talking about Chumley Bucket. Yep, you were talking about Elvis. Elvis is coming to Canada? They won't let him in. Are you kidding? Isn't there a way we can report him too so he won't be let in? Well, if he's a felon, he's not allowed in, right? The bucket stops here. I keep forgetting Chumley. I really do. It's like I started calling him Elvis the minute Streets let go. I was like, fine. I managed not to talk about him. He talked about me once after Doof was on and he wanted Doof taken off, and I went, no. And that was the day before he called us all POSs. And I'm like, no, not giving him the time of day. And then when Streets was like, fuck him, I'm like, and so I named him Elvis ever since. So that's why Chumley just keeps going in and out of the air. So, didn't didn't Streets talk to his sister? I couldn't find that one. He said he was going to talk to her sister. He was going to talk to his sister. Um, I wanted to see his live after that. So is it tonight or was it last night? Yes, everybody has names for him. That's why I said he just reminds me of the old fat Elvis. Totally. The hair, the sweat. That's why it's like the weight. That's why he went immediately to Elvis. So, and I wasn't an Elvis fan easily for 10 years after he died. So, Peace Arch Park and film his attempt. Yeah, you know what? If you make it awkward for him, because he's all about being a narcissist. If if he talks to you, just turn around and come back with a snark every single time. Don't let him get you angry. Just snark his ass off, and he'll wind up going somewhere else. No. It's like a true narcissist can have every emotion in front of the camera and not think about it. That's why he can cry so much because it's about him. So, but if you can one up him on his own game and not acknowledge his game, it will frustrate the hell out of him. Just make sure you have pepper spray or a stun gun with you. Because I've never seen him act out. So I don't know what would happen. I'm not even gonna always, if you've never seen somebody act out, don't take it for granted that they don't. And that's just from 20 years of working at clubs. No fucking stops here. I like that. Yeah. So yeah, I thought Elvis was a felon. So it's like we know that Orange Balloon can't come go to you guys. So he did. Who did? Was posted one of his that was like he talked about putting on his old underwear. He was trying to he doesn't poop in a bucket. He was telling us where he pooped. It was like, dude, you can't even take that. It's on doses. I want to say which one. The one where he's not in the I call it the colorblind palette. Um, and there's a picture of some guy in the corner. So, he said he's been depression eating. Right. If all you eat is what Orange Balloon eats, that's all you're gonna be, dude. So, um, sneak in from the East Coast? I wish you guys had friends there. My friends would have no problem, but we're all old now. Back in the day, they'd all go chase him. Yeah, there's nothing, if you ask me, there's nothing more dangerous than a bunch of Thunderdome burners in their 20s and 30s who have access to everything they've wanted to. Our friends used to have flamethrowers on their cars before Burning Man turned bougie. So, uh, industrial goths are scary, or were. I don't know about the new kids. We're quietly scary now. Yeah, brain fog is unbothered by Elvis. Well, yeah, I'm not bothered by him. I still have the stool. He came to help someone. I flipped out. I left. Came back the next day to apologize because it wasn't nice. Him and I got on like a house on fire until I left that one day and he called me bougie. And I was like, oh, so this is all bullshit. Okay. So I came the next day or 2 days later because he went to Sacramento and they came back here. And he was grilling things and nobody's buying them because he was doing it on Lawyer Row. That's where Scientology is. It's not in a homeless area. We only have maybe two or three homeless people there, period. So nobody wanted his grilling. And during that time, he presented me with some stool or another. It's a collapsible stool because he said he wasn't worthy. Boy knew better. And I kept it, and I've still kept it for a long time because for a while it made me think of happier times than he was. But then the last time he just sort of went into the toilet. Do that on purpose. I'm gonna run it over. I have to find a steamroller. Wouldn't that be cool? So, because his minions don't even want me to talk like that, because that stool is sacred. It's a rainbow stool. If you ask me, he's probably homophobic. I said probably, allegedly, to me, I feel that. So I don't know why he had a rainbow stool thinking he was like all in with the gays. Let's see. Hi, Scooter Mom. Ah, so he did come to me from you. I said he was moonlighting. Moose Knuckle, aka Orange Man. I can't believe I said that. Oh, hi, Kay. She's my we're each other's helpers on Thursday. I have 40 pounds of depression that can send him does he want strawberry? Birdie's now on the other chair. And yes, this chair does have a Hello Kitty quilt that I didn't realize how much time and effort. And I got this really cheap on Etsy about 10 years ago. I feel guilty now because I got it for like, I think $100 then. And this is a big quilt. It's like queen size. I didn't realize that somebody probably needed the money when I bought it, so I would have actually given them more because it's a really nice quilt. I've been depression eating. That must hurt. Have you been to the proctologist lately? Oh God, yes. Kay, did you get the fudge done? Kay was having an early stream with some fudge because she makes the best fudge on the planet. I'm on Wegovy, so I don't really eat. And even after 2 weeks, because she had sent me and Papa Cat some, even after 2 weeks, my bit of fudge was really yummy. So then she was talking about it, and everybody went, me. Ah, it's, oh my God. Touch it. I want to run it over with something heavy. I don't know anybody who has anything heavy anymore. We've all gotten old. So I don't know anybody. I mean, nobody even does Burning Man anymore. I think only a couple of people do it. And it's like, I don't know anybody. Maybe, actually, if I know anybody close enough to me that's going to Burning Man, I'll have them burn it. Yep, I'll have them do that. Mm. Yes, I have his stool. Okay, okay, okay. That's referred to as a chair, please. It's a collapsible stool. The one thing I've been getting a lot lately because I signed up for the Democratic notifications, I get buttloads of those right now. It's like I don't need scammers. I have the Democratic Party. Ah, the three-legged chair. Ah, let me see. Oh, hi, Lori. I can tell that you haven't been here yet because everybody starts saying hi. Well, Buzz says hi. Great show today. Ooh, Missy. I'm glad you had a great show. Maybe I'll have to watch it after this. Uh, I'm a terrible stress eater. My I finally hit type 2 and I say that the husband owes me 50 pounds. So technically I've been 50 pounds overweight because for some reason I should be 135. Been 135 since I got divorced. Um, so my doctor has been trying me to do it for at least 3 years. She got tired of it, so she put me on Wegovy because it passes as a type 2 and a weight loss. I'm on a very small amount though. My brother is also on it. He had a junk food diet and he's like way up there and I'm way down there. I'm one off of the like baby step. So, and we're only going to be able to keep it on me until I'm still BMI obese. So I go see her in 2 months. I've already dropped 22 pounds, except I hate not eating. So I'm going to join Weight Watchers. Tori is the one who recommended Weight Watchers because they also show you how to eat. So that way I will start eating because I've gotten better, but I haven't. My dinners are now eaten halfway through. There were times when I would just take maybe the meat out of my dinner and eat it, and that's it. So I've got to teach myself how to, I have to do calorie counting in a weird way. So, because I'll probably be on it for another, see, this has been 3 months, so I'll probably be getting it for another 6 or 5. But she's taking me off of it the minute I hit the weight. So then she'll put me on something else. But she just wants me to lose weight and exercise. I don't get the Wegovy pen doesn't go higher until I exercise, but it doesn't need to go higher right now. So, because it's taking care of my eating as it is. So, okay. Bye, Skitter Mom. See you later. Oh, you too? Bye, Cricket. All you want to eat now is chocolate covered chocolate. Yep. Canadian citizenship oath wasn't a pledge of allegiance to the king. Oh, I know. That's gonna suck. Sledgehammer. Julia jumped in here a long time. No, see, looks like fun. Ah, high real sassafras. Ah. Let's see, new names for the same person. Chumley, fat actor, fat Elvis. you could just say late Elvis or old Elvis. But in general, sound right to me. I loved the Queen. I hate Charles. He's such a scumbag. And I love the fact somebody pointed it out that the Queen wore white to his second wedding. Which you're not supposed to do. Love it. Let's see. I haven't missed a few valid though. Okay, the stomach ache will last for a couple of weeks. If you throw up, go immediately. Don't say that you can do it and do it and do it because it just means you're having a bad reaction. And watch for your bathroom. So if you're getting an illness equivalent, barfing or pooing too much, it's too high or it's not right. So don't that's been a lot of the problem that women aren't saying anything because it's Ozempic. And it's like, no, the stomach ache, yes, but not the other two things. Just keep that in mind, Saf. It's good to see in more chats these days. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen you, but I remember. My attorney even used to mother his parliamentary oath and protest. That's cool. Mutter your parliamentary vote oath. Uh, Good. Yeah, vibes. Tori was talking about it the other night, and I thought I should try it. Um, I'm on a couple of things. I'm on the Wegovy, but I'm also on another GLP. And because I'm also going through menopause at my age, I would have had a baby at 58. She put me on a menopause. So we stopped everything. Um, so I'd have been one of those weirdos. So this has just been in the past year. I know the guys love to hear this stuff. Hey, at least I don't act like it. I could be a bitch. That's my mom's voice. Oh my God. New name. Talking about Tori. I met her brother a few days ago. Is this Sybil? There's a person on here. He's either my bartender or he's got multiple personalities. So he's either Sean, who was a bartender of mine a long time ago, or Sybil because he's got all his personalities. So, geez, is stable plus I've lost 50 pounds. Ah, I'm good. Just got back there on Saturday. More to come. Them darn the scientists are recruiting in Glendale. Ah, see, we don't have anything else around here. We just have missions. Um, and our missions aren't open. Haven't been lately. I haven't checked lately. Um, oh, okay, Dove. I'm not gonna rewind. You know I'm already like at least five pounds, 5 minutes. Hi Daniel. I need to send you a wedding present. Daniel and Leah finally got married. It was very cute. I saw bits and pieces of it, and I need to send them a birthday present or a wedding present. I applied for a job perfect for me on Friday, got a call and a phone interview this morning, and they just called me to set up an in-person interview. Yes, KA, F&A. That is awesome. So, I think I know what Marilee is. Congratulations, KA. Yes. Uh, Thanks for the heads up. I'm scared to throw up. I know I'm not a barfer either. I only barf when I got really like food sick. So yeah. Um, get it out of your head though, because all I had was a stomach ache and it didn't make me nauseous and I didn't sit on the toilet. All I had was a stomach ache. So that's my brother said that all he had was a stomach ache too. So there are people like us who don't have to go through that hell, but if you start going through the hell, immediately get a hold of your and just tell, and if he says, oh, well, wait, no, 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 just say, forget it. Give you something else. It's like, I'm sort of that world that a woman should have a woman doctor and a man should have a man doctor. My men doctors were fine, but I scared the heck out of one of my men doctors. He was a Doctors Without Borders doctor, and goth me scared the bejesus out of him. He passed me on to his PA, who I had for a long time, and she was wonderful. And then I've had women doctors ever since, but it was hilarious. She came in and I'm like, Where's my doctor?" And she said, "Oh, he's in Africa right now." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And halfway through, she realized she liked me. She was like, "He's afraid of you." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I know. He thinks you're scary." So I was like, "Fine." Ah, so let's see. Congratulations on the nuptials, Daniel. How's married life? I mean, you did give us the fig figures several times. Yes, I did. I don't want to go on. Fought with my GP and two specialists, but relented, and it was the right decision. Have them on the smallest dose. I started at a teeny tiny dose, and they just upped me one, and that's all I needed. I just had a stomach ache for the first couple of weeks, maybe the first month, but it's not horrible. I mean, cramps are worse. Let's put it that way. My brother was complaining about the stomach ache, and I went, "No, cramps are worse." And he's like, "Ooh." So yeah, it's cramps are worse. So it's that kind of stomach ache. Uh, New name is not Sybil. Oh, okay, cool. Hi, new name. How are you? Sorry. Out of love. Out of love with who? I have more fun names for Chumley. I got most of them from Eric Rader. Ah, yes, we all care a lot for Eric Rader. Last time you said I was seen, I'm a female, base travel a lot in Thailand at the minute. Ah, okay. Remember, there's No Face who does a lot of N names. So that's why I'm sure I'm not the only one who's done it either. Sorry, dear. I'll try to remember, but the brain fog is real. But you know what? Fuzz and Cricket will remind me. I know them. And she's awake again. How long have I been on her? Hours? Jesus. Fuzz! Supposed to be on this long. Gosh, you guys. Okay, I'm going to read down the rest of it and then I'm going to go. Let's run down, dump them or here. They set up pop up right in the corner with their books and their tables and red tablecloth. Ugh, I'm going to go shut down Saturday. You know it. He's so great. At the real Sassafras. Let's see. Thursday, CBF Dusty. Sledgehammer still record it, please. Some minor problems, but nothing big. Oh, I told the BFF, I said, go watch CBF. And she's like, I said, I'm going to live it. She goes, I'm not keeping up with these things. What's CBF? I went, oh, I'm sorry. You guys have me calling myself CBF now. And so she just wasn't paying attention. So, let's see. I had some minor homes and nothing big. Good. Merrily, we have 256 Scientologists here in the greater Vancouver. I don't think we have that here. York is also very close to Maine and Hastings. Oh, I have a feeling it's a good thing. I know. I just hate the fact that they're in the original Transamerica building. You know, it's like the pyramid, the one you see and used to see in all the Transamerica things. The original Transamerica is where they are. I am not amused, but it is a historical building, so they can't like tear it apart. Been lurking. Bob got pumped when Sats shut it down. You could have at least said hi. You know, I wouldn't have thought about you until you started putting more chats in. I've done a time check, but I was so late. I wanted you to go on. KA, that's cheating. Tomorrow it will be an hour and it will be from the street. So, unless the weather's horrible, but we're in spring, so. Or unless Elvis is there. That's the only thing I'm nervous about. I'm not going near the org if Elvis is there. So if you don't see him and the weather's great, check your weather and I'll be there at 3 o'clock. So, okay, my hubby works in that area as a social worker. He checks for each time he is in that area. No one goes in there. Ah, okay. Uh, Foggy, the greater Vancouver area is huge. See, that's the thing. San Francisco, 7 by 7. It's on a peninsula. So even all other LA even. I mean, it's just like they're all, I mean, probably San Luis Obispo is bigger than us, and it's like halfway down the coast. So it's like San Francisco is very tiny. The Bay Area is what we would, the ones on that grew up in Oakland would think about. So it's just like, yeah, everybody's got to tell me, their city is huge. Oh, yeah. Ah, so my hubby has been a social worker for 15 years and does not struggle with addiction. Ah, he checks the Vancouver from each time. Cool. Okay, I'm being kicked out now because she's made me a room rate. Oh, right. See? When Fuzz sends a room raid, that means we leave. So thank you, everybody. Click the like, click the sub, click the membership. It's $1.99. And then after that, give it to your local disaster. Palisades needs it. There's a fire in, was it North Carolina? They need it. I think Kentucky had a flood because the orange balloon is not liking FEMA as usual. So take care of everybody and have a good night.